Bathing in blood sounds like a horror movie, right? This one was actually real. I'll be telling you the story of the Blood Countess as I plant these beautiful Queen Anthuriums, I think they're called. Something like that. Thought it was fitting. So let's talk about the Blood Countess, aka Elizabeth Báthory. I don't know. There's an accent to it. That's the best way and the only way I know how to say it. So Elizabeth Báthory was born in 1560 in Hungary to one of the most powerful families in all of Europe. She had wealth, land, and influence. Maybe the original influencer. And according to everyone's account that knew her back then, she had a violent temper. Also, I make my own potting mix accordingly to whatever it is that I'm planting. That's what I'm going to start doing and then put them in there. From a young age, Elizabeth was known for her intelligence. She could speak several languages and was even able to manage her estate very well. But behind all of that control, there were whispers, gossip, scandal, such as servants that would just vanish, punishments that went too far, even for the 1560s, and strange rumors about things that would happen inside her castle. When her husband, Elizabeth, gained full control of the estate, which meant full power over all of the land that was included in it, which was vast. And without him, her cruelty escalated. Ooh, the hair. She began hiring young girls to work as maids and attendants, but many never returned back home. At first, locals thought it was a coincidence. She was a really high-ranking noblewoman, owned a lot of land, extremely powerful and rich. So they didn't really want to lean into suspecting her of any foul play. But soon people started noticing coffins leaving her castle. And it was always at night, always sealed. But then one girl managed to escape. She told investigators that would happen inside those castle walls, made it so that even the King of Hungary got involved. When authorities entered the Báthory castle, they found horrors that didn't seem possible. Witnesses described torture chambers, victims locked in cages, and many signs of severe abuse. And here's where the blood comes in. One of the servants testified that Elizabeth thought that blood would keep her young. She supposedly beat and cut her victims, collecting their blood for beauty rituals. Whether it was delusion, vanity, or just plain old sadism. The story spread fast, earning her that title of the Blood Countess. Over 300 witnesses gave statements during the investigation, and many were consistent. Girls disappeared, others were buried in the castle grounds, and her servants were, as you could expect, forced to help her get rid of these bodies and hide all of the crimes. Her accomplices were executed. Elizabeth, protected by her noble status, was never publicly tried. Instead, she was sealed inside a single room in her castle. No windows, just a small slot for food. She lived like that for years until groundskeepers found her in 1614. Historians still debate how much of all of this story is true. Some say she was a murderer. Others claim that she was framed by other men trying to take over her land and her power. But her name became legend, blending fact and myth into one of history's darkest stories. So next time you hear those vampire stories and like how blood would keep them young and all that, remember this story as it probably served as inspiration. But in this case, she didn't need fangs. She just needed power and fear and the belief that blood would keep her young and beautiful. Subscribe and follow us for more. And if you'd like us to do an actual full episode on this, which was obviously like a summary, let us know. I'd love to. I love all of this stuff. Yeah. Huh?